Hi, it's Annie from HoopSisters, and in this video we're going to tackle the half square triangle block. I just want to point out where some of them are in the quilt. There's several over here. And it's a half square. We got a really pale blue and an ivory color. There's some more half square triangles. There's a total of 29 of these in the quilt. But don't let that freak you out because it sounds like a lot of blocks, but they go really fast and they're really easy to do. And I also wanted to show you also that if you choose to put a border on your quilt, that the border corners are also half square triangles. And I want to take you over to the border bonus, the bonus wall hanging that you get with the border CD so that you can see another place where there's a half square triangle. This quilt is our bonus wall hanging that comes on a separate CD purchase from the Feathered Star block of the month. And as you can see in there, you'll get a bonus gigantic Feathered Star wall hanging that you can put on the wall. This one also has two places where you'll find a half square triangle. The first place, as I pointed out in the Feathered Star quilt, are the corner blocks. So the corner blocks are half square triangles, but there's one more spot, and that's the center. There are 4 blocks here in the center that are all half square triangle blocks. So I'm excited about showing you the half square triangle. It's very quick and easy to do. So let's get started. I'll show you what supplies you need and we'll get started. Okay, what we'll need to do a half square triangle block is we're going to need a background fabric. Background fabric 1. This is background fabric number 2. This is my backing fabric. You'll also need some battleizer. I already have mine hooped. You'll need thread C, and you'll have to wind a bobbin for thread C. And you'll also need water-soluble thread. A couple other things that are helpful is some way you have a USB jump drive or whatever device it takes to get the designs to your machine, and also some temporary spray adhesive, whether it be the Sulky KK2000 or the 505 spray. So let's go to the machine. Okay, for step 1 on the half square triangle, you're going to place a neutral thread in the needle and thread C in the bobbin. I just happened to use thread C in the needle and the bobbin because it was a neutral thread for me. And you're going to stitch out the outline of where the first piece of fabric is going to go. For step 2, you're going to take your background fabric 1 and 2, and depending on which block you're doing, it'll tell you whether 1 or 2 should be on top. So for this particular block, I have it placed just like it should. And if you can see this line right here, I'm going to line the raw edges right there on the raw edges with these 2 fabrics stacked on top each other. And then the machine is going to stitch a seam. Okay, we finished step 2 and we have our seam stitched out here. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and you're going to spray the back side of your backing fabric so it's sticky, and you're going to lay this right over the edge of that so that it's nice and centered and going both directions. And then we're going to flip it back. And you're going to put water-soluble thread in your needle only. You're going to take your fabric that's on the front and you're going to finger press it and flip it forward, and the machine will stitch a basting stitch around the outside of the block. Okay, so we have our backing fabric basted on the back of the hoop. We have flipped our fabric over and it's also been basted down. And now you're going to take your thread C, put it in the needle and bobbin, and it's going to stitch out the fabulous quilting stitches digitized by Master Quilter Sharon Schomburg. Well, here is our completed 4 square triangle block. Like I said earlier, you'll make 29 of these for the quilt itself. You'll make an additional 4 if you decide to put the border on it. And if you're going to make the border wall hanging, border bonus wall hanging, if you get that CD, then you'll have to make 4 for the center and then 4 for the corners on that. I want to show you the back side as well. It's absolutely stunning and would make a truly reversible quilt. Thank you for watching our video today, and we'll see you again soon.